Hello, everybody. Mike from Southern California again, and you're on the mic. It's Tuesday again, folks. You know what that means. It's time for the anime convention preview. I'm going to basically be looking at four conventions for this coming weekend. You know, today being the last day of 2019, this will be the convention preview for the first weekend of 2020, which happens, of course, this Friday, January 3rd through Sunday, January 5th. So let's get going then. For those of you in and around the area of East Peoria, Illinois, if you head over to the Embassy Suites by Hilton East Peoria Riverfront Hotel and Conference Center, you will be heading into Anime-ZAP 2020. It's an anime convention organized by animecon.org, not to be confused with animecons.com, the site that I get a lot of the information from here. So let's find out a little bit more about what Anime-ZAP is. Anime-ZAP brings together over 1,000 anime fans for a 3-day anime convention celebration. As the biggest winter anime convention in Illinois, Anime-ZAP has more events, dealers, artists, attractions, and viewing rooms than any other convention. Our Illinois Anime Convention has over 50 events every year, and we'll be adding special guests, more panels, and more activities than ever this year. That makes us the largest winter Illinois Anime Convention. So for those of you in East Peoria, you might want to go check that out. East Peoria and the surrounding areas, I want to go check that out. That's going to be this weekend at the Embassy Suites by Hilton, um, East Peoria Riverfront Hotel and Conference Center. Guests include being there Quentin Flynn, an LA-based voice actor who most of you probably know primarily as Iruka Umino from the Naruto and Naruto Shippuden series, and of course Chuck Huber, who, among many of his other works, includes Hiei from Yu Yu Hakusho, Android 17 from um, from the Dragon Ball franchise. I think he was also Shao Tucker in Full Metal Alchemist, among many of his voice roles. So if you guys in Illinois, you guys want to go by and say hi to Chuck Huber and Quentin Flynn, I'm sure they'll appreciate it. Okay, moving on to the next con. Oh, and this is going to be an interesting doubleheader here, and I'll get to the reason why in a moment. So, I'm going to be talking here a little bit. I'm going to obviously SAC Anime 2020 is going on in Sacramento, California, and TaioCon 2020 will be going on in Mesa, Arizona. There's a reason why I'm putting these two together, and you'll hear in a moment here. So first off, let's look at SAC Anime 2020. For those of you, of course, in Sacramento, California, in the surrounding areas, if you head over to the Cal Expo, SAC Anime SAC Anime 2020 will be going on at the Cal Expo, organized by SAC Conventions. It's an anime convention. SAC Anime is the show where fans come to play, in quotes. Fans come to play, in quotes. Our philosophy has always been to provide fun, safe, family-friendly environment with top-shelf entertainment at a reasonable price. Advance rates are $38.50 for that. At door rate for all 3 days is $45. $25 on Friday and Sunday, and $35 on Saturday. So that's a pretty good deal, I would say. The guests who will be there will include Don M. Bennett, who is the voice of course, who is the Dallas-based voice actress, who is the voice of Frosh from Fairy Tale, Sister Lily in Black Clover. And let me see. I know she was awesome. I just gotta remind myself of which. Oh, she's Setsuna Takage in My Hero Academia as well. I know she can't remember which one off the top of my head, but I know um she's also in Dragon Ball Z. I just can't remember the exact yeah, this will probably help. I didn't want that. Hold on, hold on. Didn't want to click on that. I was just trying to. Okay, well, just not go. As I was saying, Don Bennett will be there, who of course voices Kale in Dragon Ball Z Super, as well as Frosh from Fairy Tale, and which, from what I understand, was actually one of her first roles. And then she's also Sister Lily in Black Clover. Um, Also in attendance at SAC Anime will be Johnny Young Bosch, who of course is the voice of Ichigo Kurosaki in um in Bleach. He's Vasha Stampede and Trigun. He's Kiba in Wolf's Rain. He's Zora Estrade right now in Black Clover. Among many of his other, and he's also with Sasori in Naruto Shippuden. So those are just some of the roles that he's, again, quite a well-known voice actress. I think he was also Yukimura Sanomura in um, Senkoku Basara. Also, the voice acting trio that make up the comedy troupe L.A.V.A, loud, annoying, and very annoying. Um, Ray Chase. Um, see, Ray Chase, Robbie Diamond, and Max Middleton will be in attendance at um, at um, at SAC Anime. And I got another little announcement about them too coming up. Ray Chase, as everybody knows, Iwabe Umino, or Iwabe from Boruto Naruto Next Generation, as well as Hanzo from the 2011 dub of Hunter x Hunter. Um, Robbie Damon, who is the voice of Tuxedo Mask in the voice of Tuxedo Mask in the 2014 Viz Media dub of Sailor Moon. And then Max Middleton, who's the voice of Satome from One Punch Man, as well as um, Konohamaru Sarutobi in Boruto Next Generation. So the three of them will be at SAC Anime, and I have another little announcement about them in a few minutes that I alluded to. Also at SAC Anime will be Brittany Karbowski, who of course is the voice of Wendy from Fairy Tale, um, Soul from Soul Eater, Shizuru from Hakuoki, Himiko from B-Tomb, um, among many of her other works. She's also Hisako. I think it's Hisako from Hisako from Food Wars. Let me just make sure I have that right. Food Wars. Yeah, Hisako from Food Wars. She was Soul from Soul Eater. Wendy Marvel from she's also Migi from Parasite the magazine. Wendy Marvel from Fairy Tail. Arya from Akame ga Kill. Um, so yeah, and Himiko from B-Tomb. Shizuru from Hakuoki. Yamada, the lead role, and B Gata HK. Yamada's first time. Again, among many um, roles that she has had over the years here over her career. Um, Brianna Knickerbocker, the 2016 BTVA new voice of the year, um, will be in attendance at SAC Anime as well. She is, of course, Kieran from Asterisk War, among many of her, known also for, and she's also Anna in The Promised Neverland. So that's one of our more recent roles, Anna from The Promised Neverland. Brina Knickerbocker will be Ruben Langdon, who is Dante in here Dante and I can't even remember that one. Nah. Devil May Cry. He's Dante from Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry franchise. English voice Devil May Cry. Um Also Michelle Ruff will be there, who is of course is the voice for Rukia Kuchiki in Bleach. So so that's all who's going to be at SAC Anime. Now let's move on to Taiyokan because I got a very interesting little tidbit here. For those of you in Mesa, Arizona, if you want to head over to the Mesa Convention Center, Taiyokan will be going on over there. Taiyokan wants to provide Taiyokan 2020. Taiyokan wants to provide an enjoyable time, an inclusive environment for people that are passionate about their hobbies. We're hard at work to make your dreams of meeting your favorite voice actor, artist, or cosplay extraordinaire come to life. We also create the most engaging programming schedule to keep you entertained, from cosplay to gaming to anime and everything in between. We have something for everyone. Taking over the entire Mesa Convention Center and Delta by Marriott Hotel, TaioCon is an intense 3-day anime convention that celebrates anime, cosplay, video games, and other aspects of Japanese culture with guest shopping and over 400 hours of interactive activities. Today is the last day at the advanced rate of $52. Um, So if you want to try to get an advanced rate, um, now here's an interesting thing though. For all 3 days, the outdoor rate for all 3 days is $50. It's actually less. At the outdoor rate's actually a little less than doing the advanced rate. Then the advanced rate probably comes with like a hotel reservation and all that. And then it's $35 for Friday, $40 for Saturday, and $30 for Sunday. And the guests who will be there include Kira Buckland, who is, of course, the English voice Kiro Yukihime in Excel World, as well as Izumo in Blue Exorcist, Mehmet in the 2014 Viz Media dub of Sailor Moon, Cookie and Echo in Gundam Iron Blood Orphan, Zushi in Hunter x Hunter, Julius in Asterisk War. So those are just a few of Kira's, voice work. And also here's the big thing that I was going, and this is going to be an interesting thing for their agents and for transfer. L.A.V.A, who I mentioned earlier, loud, annoying, and very annoying, comprised of voice actors Ray Chase, Robbie Damon, and Max Middleton, will also be at TaioCon this weekend. So that's a very interesting thing. So going back and forth between TaioCon 2020 and SAC Anime 2020 will be the voice acting trio comedy troupe of Ray Chase, Robbie Damon, and Max Middleton, also known as L.A.V.A. Loud, annoying, and very annoying. So that's going to be an interesting tidbit. How going back and forth between Mesa and Sacramento. So with that, let's move on to one last con here for finishing up. Okay, for those of you in New Orleans, Louisiana this weekend, you head over to the New Orleans Ernest N. Memorial Center. Wizard World New Orleans 2020 will be happening there. It's a comic convention organized, of course, by Wizard World Incorporated. They, as everybody knows, they have comic conventions all around the country. For this weekend, they'll be in New Orleans, Louisiana. So here's a little skit on Wizard World New Orleans 2020. Join tens of thousands of fans as they converge at Wizard World New Orleans to celebrate the best in pop culture. Wizard World New Orleans, brought to you by the group who produces the most widely attended pop culture tour and has it all movies, comics, toys, video gaming, games, TV, anime, manga, horror, wrestling, original art, collectibles, and more. So Wizard World, which is a well-known comic convention that travels the country, um, will be landing in the Bayou area, New Orleans, Louisiana. Also, the home to the Mardi Gras Festival later this year, of course. And among the guests who will be there include Xander Berkeley, an actor, voice actor, who, of course, some of his more well-known cartoon roles include um, Cold Steel and Iago from Gargoyles cartoon of the 90s, as well as General Brack in the the 2000 Justice League cartoon episode, The Enemy Below, Parts 1 and 2. Michael Rosenbaum will be there. Of course, is the voice of the Flash in the Justice League cartoons of the DCAU franchise of the 2000s, as well as being Lex Luthor in Smallville. Tom Welling will be there, of course, who played the role of Clark Kent in Smallville, as well as Henry Winkler, who most people now, granted, a lot of people may not know him, but Henry Winkler, for those who are like my age and maybe a little bit older, remember him as the Fonz from Happy Days. So that's probably the most notable role he's known for. So, with that being said, that is, hopefully you guys found that information helpful. Um, Hope you guys found that information all helpful in deciding, one, if you want to go to cons, and if there are two any nearby you that you may want to attend. I'm sure those in Sacramento, California, Mesa, Arizona, New Orleans, Louisiana, and East Peoria, um, Illinois, will be happy to know about the cons. And if you want to go by and say hi to the guests there, let them know you appreciate their work. I'm sure they'd appreciate it. Also, guys, if there are particular voice actor or actresses that you want to see at your local con, don't forget that the best way to get them to a con is to contact your local cons and ask them to invite them, because that's how VAs get to cons. They need to be invited by the cons. So if there's a particular voice actor that you really would love to meet, my recommendation is contact your local cons and ask them to invite them to their con. If they bring them, you can go by and say hi. So with that being said, that's the meat part of this. Now let's look at this day in niche history. Okay, first off, in the world of professional wrestling, we go back 60 years to on this date in 1959 when Ilio DiPazio and Whipper Billy Watson defeat Big Thunder Gene Kiniski and the Mormon Giant Don Leo Jonathan for the NWA Canadian Open Tag Team Championship. This particular title was, of course, under the auspices of Maple Leaf Wrestling, which was an NWA affiliate based out of um, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So on this date in 1959, Ilio DiPazio and Whipper Billy Watson defeat Big Thunder Gene Kiniski and the Mormon Giant Don Leo Jonathan for the NWA Canadian Open Tag Team Championship. Moving on this date in 1988, Dino Riders, a U.S. American animated TV series, would finish its first run syndication on this date in 1988. Dino Riders, which was a series that depicts a conflict between Rulons and Valorians on prehistoric Earth. So on this date in 1988, Dino Riders would finish its first run syndication. And finally, on this date in 2010, 07th expansion released the game Ogon Muso Yoku, which is a fighting game based on the Unimenko When They Cry Japanese murder mystery doujin soft visual novel series. Translated, of course, that's When the Seagulls Cry. So on this date in 2010, a fighting game known as Ogun Muso Yoku was released based on the Japanese murder mystery doujin soft visual novel When the Seagulls Cry, produced by the same company, 07th expansion. So with that, guys, if you want to check the links below, you can check out my Discord. You can contact me, direct message me on Discord. Join, check it out. Maybe you might want to join. We can have some good conversations there. Let's see now. Also, of course, you can also comment on my videos and stuff like that. And will usually respond as long as they're, civil and respectful. You know. Also, as you know, I'm promoting a bunch of different dub companies. Funimation is not the only game in town, people. Other dub companies you guys can check out have a lot of good dubbing work, good voice actors that you might want to check out and get invited to cons. And also, I'm still, of course, promoting the GoFundMe's. Um, as always, guys, never feel like you have to donate. If if you have the means to and it's on your heart to do so, please consider donating. If you already donated, please consider donating again. And if you cannot donate, then you can at least still help out by sharing the link, because you never know, somebody sharing is caring after all, and maybe there's somebody in your circle of friends who might see it and say, hey, yeah, I want to help out too. You never know, it doesn't hurt to ask. And with that, if you like this content, please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing, and hitting the notification bell. I always look forward to the conversations with you guys. We talk more about this. I hope to see you at the premiere of this episode tonight. And if not, I will see you tomorrow. Bye.